Hi, my name is Rob Brado. I've been using Worship Essentials for a while. I just got version 2.0, and I love all the new features throughout. But the one thing I noticed, especially as somebody who uses more than one template at different times, is sometimes the way the sliders are mapped isn't super intuitive, especially for new users. For example, sometimes, or most of these actually, these four aren't used, but they're mapped to other places up here. So if somebody were to think that the slider above this is going to turn this one, it actually turns this one up there. And then things like the drone pad is way over here on the right of the Nano Control, even though it's on the left on the screen. So I thought maybe I could try a new layout that would be easier for people to use. So this is the modified version of this template, and all I really changed was the layout here. And as you see, everything is pretty much the same. The only difference is that the sliders move from left to right, and then I took all the pots and I mapped them. I just put them above the slider that they correspond with. So the labels are the same, and they do exactly the same thing. They're just physically moved. So hopefully it's easier for people to catch where they are. And then the other thing I did, which I thought was useful, is I prefer to use the pots and just turn them all the way off rather than using the bypass buttons. So I added an extra trigger in there so that when the pot reaches 0, it automatically does the bypass. And then if you have your Nano Control set up to obey the lights, you notice it almost kind of self-documents, like it tells you when that light turns off, you still have that light. That you can use manually, and you know which light it is, because these have to get mapped to all those bypass buttons just because there's no more room for any buttons up here. But at least with this, you got a chance to figure out which one's which if you use this. It kind of helps you figure that out. So I found this really useful for getting used to how the controls are, and I'll pass this back to the team there if they want to use it. I'd like, it's my preference, I'm going to keep laying out my versions like this, but if they want to include it in a future version, they feel free to. So anyway, hope you find that interesting.